So now today I will start organic chemistry. So in organic chemistry, I will not go chapter wise because entire organic chemistry are interrelated only. So just I will take questions. Those questions may be from any of the chapters. All we do it, find the number of stereoisomers possible for this compound which I have written.
Sir, 3, sir.
3,
2, sir.
2,
4, sir.
4,
2, sir.
2 once more. 2 and 3 are not the answers.
4, sir.
4, correct. Are you getting 4?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, here, actually, it is obvious also. If you see this molecule, just to see this carbon-carbon double bond, this one. At this carbon, we have two different groups, hydrogen and methyl. But at this carbon, these two groups are similar. CH3, CH double bond CH. This side also CH double bond CH, CH3. Suppose if these two groups would have been different, then number of geometrical isomers would have been 2 to the power 3. These two groups are identical. So we can say that geometrical isomerism about this double bond is not possible. Or if you want to draw the geometrical isomers, then you can draw also. So from here itself we can see the answer. Since this carbon has two identical groups, so around this double bond or about this double bond, geometrical isomerism is not possible. Geometrical isomerism will be possible about this double bond and about this double bond. So number of geometrical isomers is going to be 4. And we can draw and check also. You see this. First I'm drawing this part of the molecule. Now this carbon is connected to two similar groups, CH3, CH, double bond CH, and from other side also similar group. So this is one geometrical isomerism which is possible. Here you see this hydrogen and this hydrogen, these two are opposite. So this is trans. And here these two hydrogens are on the same side. So it is cis. So one geometrical isomer which you have drawn is trans cis. So this is one.
For this form, the other double bond is also active, like can show geometrical isomerism.
This one.
Yes, sir.
No, we will draw those 4. If you are thinking any geometrical isomerism about this double bond, then that will come in this 4 only. That will be
Yes, sir.
repetition.
Yes.
That will be repetition. So this is one trans cis. Around this double bond trans, here cis. Now, what others you can draw? This trans cis. You can draw trans just to interchange the position of hydrogen and this methyl. You will get trans. So that will be another. Then you can have cis. Here you can have cis.
Yes.
You change the position of hydrogen and this methyl. So you will have cis and cis.
Trans.
Then you can have cis and trans. So these 4 possibilities will come. Now, any other, if you try to draw by interchanging the position of methyl and hydrogen, that will be repetition of this 4-1. No new isomer will come. You can check it. So these 4 isomers will be there: trans-cis, trans-trans, cis-cis, and cis-trans. Trans-cis means here trans, here cis. Trans-trans means at both the double bond trans, and similarly you can understand others. So number of geometrical isomers which is possible for this given compound is 4. Now see another question. So within these 4 statements, you have to identify the correct statements.
Sir, all are correct.
All are correct.
Yes, sir.
All are correct.
All are correct.
All are correct.
Correct. What is the reason why option A is correct?
Sir, in option A, the lone pair around the cyclic chain, it protrudes outwards, whereas in second case it is in like cave in the three bulky groups.
Right. So here, you see all the alkyl groups which are connected to this nitrogen, they are on the same side. They are bonded. See all these alkyl groups, this you can consider this as one alkyl, this is another alkyl, this is third alkyl, and all are bonded at the same place. All are bonded to the same carbon. So if all these alkyl groups connected to nitrogen are bonded to the same carbon, then they will move closer and they will occupy relatively less space around this nitrogen. If that is the case, then this lone pair will be more exposed towards outside. It will more exposed to the outside. Or you can say it will more exposed outwards. But here, this nitrogen is bonded to three ethyl groups, and ethyl groups are bulky groups. So these ethyl groups will occupy sufficiently large space around nitrogen, and because of that, this lone pair which is present on nitrogen, that will go inside the cave. Hence, the case will be something like this. This is nitrogen. Here is a lone pair, and this will be one alkyl group. This is ethyl. This will be another alkyl group, and this will be some third alkyl group like this. And lone pair will go inside the cave. So it will be very difficult for this nitrogen to donate this pair of electron. But in this case, since all these alkyl groups are bonded, they are present on the same side, this lone pair is more exposed, and therefore it can be donated easily. So this is correct. What is the reason for second option?
Repulsions between lone pairs on oxygen and nitrogen.
Repulsion between lone pair on nitrogen and oxygen. You know, this is called one particular effect also,
Alpha effect.
alpha effect. So, right. So this second is correct because of this alpha effect. And remaining two are very easy. RSH is a stronger nucleophile than ROH in polar protic solvent. This we can explain by solvation. Sulfur is larger atom, so it will be less solvated, and therefore it will be stronger nucleophile. And OH minus is a stronger nucleophile than H2O. This is also correct. So all the four options are correct here.
Sir, we should take monochlorination, sir.
Right. Now you have to find the number of products and number of fractions. There's a question. You have to count the products including stereoisomers. Find the number of products including stereoisomers and number of fractions after fractional distillation.
Six and four, sir.
6 and
Yes, sir.
4,
6 and 5, sir.
6 and 3.
5,
Think
sir.
again.
6 and 5.
It's not correct. Do again.
5 and 5.
5 and 5. All of you do it.
Sir, 5 and 4, sir.
5 and 4, sir.
5 and 4. 5 is correct, but I think 4 is not correct.
5 only, no, sir. We are not getting any.
I think it should be 5 and 5.
Yes.
Sir, I'm getting 6. And
6 you're getting.
yes, sir. Six and 5.
6 and 5.
Sir, 6 and 5, sir.
Okay, let us check it now. So here, this is a given compound. And see, in this compound, do we have any chiral carbon?
Yes, sir.
This carbon is chiral. So this is chiral carbon and configuration at this carbon is fixed. At this carbon configuration is R. So it is fixed. Now it is reacted with chlorine in the presence of light. So I am numbering this carbon size 1, 2, 3, 4. So if chlorination happens at carbon 1, how many isomers will you get?
Only one.
Only one, because here at this carbon configuration is fixed, so we cannot think about any isomer at this carbon. It is fixed here, so it will be like this only. So this will be 1. Now at carbon 2, if chlorination happens, how many will you get?
2, sir.
You will get 2. Now at carbon 3, if chlorination happens,
Again 2 will come.
Again 2, sir.
so will we take 2 or should we take only 1?
2.
We are not supposed to change the configuration at this carbon.
Sir, but free radical is forming there only, no?
Hmm?
Free radical will form there only, no, sir?
Let it be formed there, but you see, if configuration at this carbon is fixed, what does it mean? Means you have taken one particular stereoisomer, and that should be R only. So whenever in any question, if they fix the configuration at any carbon, then this simply means that we are not supposed to consider any stereoisomerism at that carbon.
But we are changing configuration of that carbon only in when we are taking on 3. No?
What are you telling?
When we are forming a free radical on 3, sir, why can't we change its configurations?
That only is told in the question. No? Then what is the meaning of giving this R plus?
For considering
Partial
other
configuration, no, sir.
free radicals on others.
See, if they fix the configuration at this carbon, here if they fix the configuration at this carbon, then this simply means that at this carbon you are not supposed to consider any stereoisomerism. That's the meaning of writing this R. So don't think that you can just first to listen. Don't think that you can make a free radical there and after that this R you can change into S. That will not be counted here. If it is R, your product should also remain R only. That's the meaning of writing R plus. So here at this carbon 3, we will not consider any stereoisomerism. So if this hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, if they do not write this R, then we will count here 2 stereoisomers. But if they're writing R here, then this simply means at this carbon configuration is fixed and you are not supposed to change it. Means in the product also it should remain the same. That's the meaning of writing R there. So here at 3 also we will count 1 only.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Just let me finish and after that you ask. And at carbon 4, again there will be 1 isomer. So if you count total number of isomers, it will be 1 plus 2, 3, 4, 5. So number of products including stereoisomers will be 5. So that is first part. Now they are asking number of fractions on fractional distillation. So here you see this one, if chlorination happens at carbon 1, 3, 4, all they are separate isomers. There is no stereochemical relationship between them. They will be all structural isomers, so you can separate them. Now problem is here at second carbon. If second carbon, if chlorination happens, then 2 stereoisomers will come. What is the relationship between those 2 stereoisomers?
Enantiomers.
Are they enantiomers or diastereomers?
Diastereomers.
They will be diastereomers because at this carbon 3 configuration is R. At carbon 2, you may have either R or you may have S. So RR and RS, these 2 are diastereomers. At carbon 3 configuration is fixed, that is R. At carbon 2, you are going to get 2 stereoisomers that may be either R or S. So finally we get RR and RS. These 2 are diastereomers. So they can be separated by fractional distillation. So these 2 also can be separated by fractional distillation. So number of fractions which will come will be 5. So answer should be 5 and 5. Now you can ask whatever you want to ask.
Sir, for example, in this question, or if the mechanism was going through the formation of carbocation, sir, not exactly this question, but if that were the case, sir, then should we still consider only R to be the configuration of the chiral carbon, or because it's a carbocation, it may change, no, sir, because attack of nucleophile can take place from any side.
Correct.
So should we still consider the configuration of the carbon to be fixed as R, or can we
see if it is R, then you know that if you try to recall that SN1 reaction, what is happening there? If we are starting with R, we are getting the mixture of R and S. So how can we take that R will remain R? We cannot take.
Sir, then here in free radical mechanism, is it possible to change, sir?
No. Here, see, you should understand what the meaning of this question. See, here what will happen, actually if you take any sample, then in that sample you will not have only R form of this compound. You will have R or S. R and S both you will have, right? So you will have mixture of R and S. But here what they have done, they have purposely fixed the configuration at this carbon, and they have written that at this carbon configuration is R. It is fixed. And in any question, if they fix the configuration of carbon, then the meaning of fixing the configuration is at that carbon now stereoisomerism should not be considered in this kind of question. I'm talking about this particular kind of question, this halogenation of alkanes. Don't apply this logic everywhere. In this kind of question, if this is previous AITS question. So if they fix configuration at any carbon, then by fixing configuration, they simply want to say that at that carbon you should not consider any stereoisomerism.
Yes, sir. But as I was asking, if they fix the configuration for that carbon and we have a mechanism involving carbocation, sir, should we?
No. If that mechanism, if configuration is inverting, then we will invert the configuration.
Then is it not possible in this free radical mechanism, sir, for inversion to happen? Because it may attack from any side, sir.
First of all, we do not know what is the actual geometry of free radical. What is geometry of free radical? You know, free radical may be either planar or it may be pyramidal. Are you getting it?
Don't we usually take planar, sir?
Which one?
Don't we take planar, sir? SP2.
Not always. You know, the geometry of free radical is not fixed. It depends on electronegativity of the element with which carbon is connected. That hybridization of free radical carbon may be either sp2 or sp3.
Okay, sir.
So geometry of that free radical is not fixed. But if you think about carbocation, its geometry is always fixed. Carbocation is always planar. So there the reagent can attack from any side. But here geometry is not fixed. It may be either, you know, free radical carbon, it may be either sp2 or sp3. Because that unpaired electron which is present on carbon, that may also be present in hybrid orbital. If it is in hybrid orbital, then hybridization will become sp3. What will geometry then? It will be pyramidal. And if it is not in hybrid orbital and it is in pure p orbital, then hybridization will become sp2. And in that case, it will be planar.
Yes.
So geometry of radical is not fixed.
Okay.
That's why purposely I have taken this question. In this kind of question, whenever you are finding that the configuration is fixed at one carbon, if they fix the configuration, then you are not supposed to consider any stereoisomerism.
Sir, the same question is there in Himanshu Pandey, sir. He has given us 6 and 5, sir.
Where?
In Himanshu Pandey, the same question is there, sir. He has given 6 and 5 as answers.
Then his answer is not correct.
Yes,
Answer
sir.
is 5 and 5.
Okay, sir.
So this question, question is which combination of reactants will not give the species shown as reaction intermediate? Means this should be formed as reaction intermediate. Now these 4 reactions are written. You have to identify in which reactions this will not be formed as intermediate.
CD, sir.
CD.
BCD.
BCD, sir.
BCD.
BCD. Answer is BCD. Which reaction is this first reaction?
ARSL reactions.
Right. So 1 bromo 4 nitrobenzene. So this is 1 bromo 4 nitrobenzene. Now if it is reacted with OH minus, with nucleophilic aromatic substitution will happen. In a para position you have very strong minus R group. So this will happen, this will attack on this carbon, and after that if you write the mechanism you will get this intermediate only. So here you are going to get the same intermediate which is written there. Now bromobenzene plus nitric acid, what reaction will you take here?
Okay.
Yeah. What reaction?
Yes.
Yes. So this is EAS. Next one,
No, react-
nitrobenzene plus bromine water.
it is EAS, but nitrobenzene should not react in the first.
Nitrobenzene should not react. Why?
Sir, for nitrobenzene we need, for bromine water we need some strong, which can polarize that bromine water, bromine molecule. As in the example of phenol or aniline.
See, anyway, the bromine water is what? Bromine water is nothing but HOBr only, na?
Yes, sir.
So HOBr will give you what? HO minus and
Yes, sir.
Br plus. So electrophile will be generated Br plus.
Yes.
So this is also EAS, and reaction D is also EAS only. All these reactions B, C, D all are EAS. Here the electrophile will be NO2 plus, here Br plus, here also it will be Br plus only. So you are not going to get this intermediate. If you write EAS reactions, this intermediate will never come. So obviously it will be BCD.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, option D, like, can EAS happen, sir, because OH, electron pair on O can be donated to FeBr3, no, sir, that can form, no, sir.
So it will donate it to FeBr3, but it does not mean that halogenation will not happen. See, here that reaction will become difficult if it is Friedel-Crafts reaction. Other than Friedel-Crafts reaction, almost all EAS reaction happens. Friedel-Crafts reaction also happens, but that happens to an extent of 10 to 15%. Percentage is just 10 to 15%. But other than Friedel-Crafts reaction, remaining reactions happen. Actually, in Friedel-Crafts reaction, we need highly activated ring. But if this forms complex with any Lewis acid, then what will happen? The ring will get deactivated.
Yes, sir.
So if the ring is even slightly deactivated, then Friedel-Crafts reaction becomes very difficult. But other ES reactions happen. Halogenation, there is no problem. It can happen.
Okay, sir.
But here, if it would have been Friedel-Crafts reaction, then this reaction will be difficult.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now see one more question.
Sir, ACD, sir.
All of you do it.
Sir, ACD.
So for these two reactions, these four options are given. You have to assume that carbocations do not rearrange anywhere. You tell the answers.
Yes.
ACD, sir.
ACD.
Sir, the answer ACD.
Yeah, correct. Others also do.
Sir, is the answer ACD, sir?
Correct. Your answers are A, C, D. I think all of you are getting it. If anyone wants any of the options to be explained, please tell me. I will explain them. If not required, then we will go for next question.
Sir, option D once can explain, sir.
Option D.
Yes, sir.
They're saying 3 stereoisomers of B are possible. This HCl is in excess, so reaction will happen at both the double bonds. So the products which are going to be formed will be this. This is the product. Now draw all possible stereoisomers. So this is your B. This is 1, 3. So here this methyl may be above the plane, chlorine may be below the plane. This is your cis isomer. Is it active or inactive? This is optically inactive. Plane of symmetry there. There is a plane of symmetry. So this is optically inactive. Now take its trans isomer. Just you interchange the position of this chlorine and methyl. Draw another isomer. Take this chlorine above the plane and methyl below the plane. It will become trans. Now will that be active or inactive? If you take trans isomer, will you get active or inactive?
Active.
Active. So trans cis is optically inactive. If you take its trans isomer, the trans will be optically active. So that will be existing in D form as well as in L form. So total number of stereoisomers, this trans will be counted as 2 and 1 is cis. So total number of stereoisomers will be 3. Okay, this question which I am going to write right now, this came in JEE 2018 advanced paper. So, do you have that archive where the JEE 2018 question is there? Are you having archive? Just to open your archive, you can draw this geometry and then you can solve it. In archive JEE 2018 advanced paper, there is one question where they have asked you to count the number of optically active isomers. All of you do this question. I will discuss this question tomorrow or day after tomorrow. But this is one very good question. Those who have done it must have seen. Those who have not done, kindly do it. This is one very good question. I'm closing for the day. We will meet on Monday, but do this question.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.